Hello, I'm going to show you how it works Vertex Color Shatter with Pulldownit plugin in 3D Max. This is a new feature you can find in the latest update of the plugin. So let's say we want to shatter this statue, and it comes with Vertex Color. Let's show the Vertex Colors. For this, right mouse button over the model, object properties, and check Vertex Channel Display. So these are our Vertex Color. This is just an example. Vertex Color are used mostly in games for making shadows because Vertex Color are much faster processed by the GPU than real-time lighting. So let's say our model comes with Vertex Color, and let's share it with Pulldownit. Open share it window. Let all option by default and start sharing the model. And now, when finished, we get our fragments with the exact vertex colors than the original model. So now you can export the model to your game engine with the same vertex color than the original solid model. That's a nice feature, but with Pulldownit we can go further. You can shader the model based on a vertex color map. Let's see how it works. So let's apply a vertex spine modifier over our model. Go to modifiers, vertex spine modifier. This is the top down to bind vertex color, and first float the model with black color and start painting white color over the areas we want to create more fragments. So let's reduce the size of the brush because it is too big, and let's start painting white color in different areas. Okay, let's say we want to shader this part of the model, so let's paint white color over it and go all the way down to the bottom of the statue. Let's hide its faces and make sure the areas we want to shader are completely white, not letting any black areas inside. So let's make a solid white color over our vertices. So this is our model with a black and white vertex color map over it. And now let's go back to Pulldownit, open share it window, and here in style we have a new option, vertex color. Select it, and when clicking in preview you can see our shader points are placed exactly where the white color was applied. So now we can modify the number of fragments, and we are going to create our fragments, smaller fragments, over the white area of the model. So let's click on share it. Now Pulldownit is sharing the model. We are going to create about 200 fragments. Okay, and you can see the smaller fragment has been created along the white areas, all along the white areas. To see this in dynamics, let's create a fracture body. Open basic fracture, click on create fracture body, click on OK. Now we have to make some changes to break the object based on the vertex color. First, we are going to reduce the clusterized parameter to 0. This way we match. I want to check in viewports never degrade geometry, not to see those flicking boxes. Okay, so now by reducing clusterized parameter to 0, the white areas match our vertex color, smaller fragments, and simply nothing modify anything else. Let's compute dynamics. Go to simulation option, use grid as ground by keys, and click on play simulation. So now when the statue is falling, it is breaking and creating more fragments in the areas where the white colors were applied. Let's play back the result, okay? Okay, you can see the smaller fragments, statue scrambled in smaller fragments in the areas where we have set our white color map. So very nice result. And adding force field, we can get very interesting effects. Let's add force fields or space warp in 3D Max. Let's add a wind field here, rotate it so it points downwards. Okay, and now let's make this field affecting our fracture body. For this, increase the strength of our field to 10 units to make its effect stronger. And here in our basic fractures, select our fracture body, set it as static and breaks upon impact, so it breaks but doesn't move. And in affected by force fields, check this option and play the simulation again. I have to reduce the hardness of the model because it is too hard. Okay, so now when playing the simulation, we can see the model crumble but not falling, only crumble and breaking in the areas where we have created small fragments. This is a very nice effect you can achieve using force fields with fracture bodies. If you want the model falling, just set it as activation at first hit, and we get the combined effect, which is the model crumbling while falling and then breaking when hitting the ground. Let's play back the result. Okay, first crumbling, then breaking completely when hitting the ground. So very nice effect we can get with Vertex Color Shatter and force field. But some smart of you would say, well, that's nice, but it only works with high poly meshes. Well, actually this mesh is high poly, but you can apply the Vertex Color Shatter to any mesh independently or of its mesh vertex density. I'm going to show you. First, let's undo all to get our original model. Okay, and let's say you want to shader a low poly object. Here I have a low poly version of the same model, very low poly version, so it comes with very few vertices. Let's let's hide vertex color to see clearly the difference between the models. Okay, so the one on the left is high poly and the one on the right is low poly, and you can see showing edge faces that the model has very few vertices and you cannot apply vertex color accurately over it. But with Pulldownit you can still use the feature. I'm going to show you how. Here we have a new option which is select source object. We are going to set a source object for our shader effect, the high poly mesh. Now our high poly mesh is the reference object for shattering, and now when clicking on preview you can see the vertex color map is applied to the low poly mesh following the map of the high poly. So we can again modify the number of fragments, number of shader points, and make the same we did with the high poly mesh in the low poly. So click on Shader. Okay, here we are. This is our fragments created following the black and white vertex color map of the high poly. Let's create a fractal body for it. Click on OK, and now play the simulation, and we get the same result than before, but this time using a low poly object. So you can see it doesn't depend on the vertex density of the mesh, because we can use a high poly mesh as reference to shader a low poly object. And using Vertex Color is very interactive workflow, because let's say you change your mind, you want to make a completely different effect. So let's undo all shader, and let's make a different color map here. So flood the mesh again with black, and paint now white areas different. Okay, so set white color here, and let's say now you decide to crumble this part of the model. Okay, this part near the bottom of the statue, letting the rest as solid. Okay, so now we have to paint vertex white color over there. Go back to shaded window. Our high poly object is still the reference. Click on preview, and now we get our vertex color map applied correctly in the right side of the statue. So let's set our shader points, click on shade, and we create smaller fragments now in this area, exactly where the white color were applied over the high poly mesh. So let's you don't like the result, you have just to, or you change your mind, you have just to change the vertex color. So now let's create a fractal body again, and we have nothing to change. All parameters are set as before, because in this version of Pulldownit the latest parameter are saved. So we have just to compute dynamics, and we get now the statue baking, crumbling on the right side, then breaking completely when hitting the ground. Let's check the result. So a very interactive workflow using Vertex Color. Well, this is the end of the tutorial. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Bye.